This is New York firefighter Raphael Porriette for Firehouse Subs. Every day, a part of every sub you buy at Firehouse Subs helps provide life-saving equipment for first responders. And now, for a limited time, they're introducing the Daily Sub Special. Every day, get a medium sub of the day for just $5.55. They kick it off with Meatball Monday and finish it off with Italian Sunday, with something delicious every day in between for just $5.55. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives. Tap the banner now to learn more.
Why should you visit thechairshot.com? Thechairshot.com is your home for hard-hitting reviews, news, opinion, and analysis with attitude. Why? Because you're smarter than the average fan. Thechairshot.com. Always use your head.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event. Are you ready? Oh, yeah!
And now, coming to you from the .biz Radio Network on ProWrestling.biz and presented by Wrestling-News.net, it's Main Event Madness. Use the hashtag MEMLive on Twitter to connect with us during the show. And now, here are your hosts for tonight's show, John Curry and Mike Holland.
That's right, folks. We're back. Main Event Madness first show. Hard to believe that it took us almost 3 weeks to do it, but we're here. We're here on the Chairshot Radio Network on thechairshot.com as well as wrestling-news.net. Thank you to Greg DeMarco and Wayne Daly, respectively, for the opportunities here going forward in 2018. Looking to get some more consistency started here. So I do apologize, but I thank everybody for the support that you guys have been giving us, especially on our archive, Podbean. We're closing in pretty soon on 14,000 listens since July, so that's pretty awesome. Definitely love to see, obviously any numbers, let alone good ones. So shout out and a thank you to the fans for helping us out there, as well as on Blog Talk Radio, iTunes, YouTube, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher. I had to think about the different platforms. But we got a lot we're going to get to here in the next hour or so. We got a pretty interesting, I think, scandal for Reigns. We talked the latest with Paige, the latest performance at our class, and if we think, or we'll touch on them. Some rumors about Ethan Carter III, if that's going to be his name, possibly coming to WWE. And we're gonna spend a good chunk of time. This Monday is the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw, so we're gonna talk about our favorite moments from the last. Well, I wouldn't say 25 years for me, because that would put me at 8-year-old, so I doubt my memory was working. Wayne's almost 40, so he'll definitely be able to remember more than me, which that kind of gave my co-host for today, Wayne Daly of Wrestling-News.net. Thank you, sir, for stepping up.
Not about 40, you bastard. I'm not even touching 30 yet.
So, before we dive into this, I want to give one more shout out. That's to the band Shallow Side for allowing us to use their song, Can You Hear Me? It's one of their latest singles that you guys can check out Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, wherever you get your music from. But you guys can follow them on Twitter and Facebook at Shallow Side Band. Great band, great music, and we thank them for allowing us to continue using their songs. I think it's the third single we've used for them, along with Rebel and Renegade. So definitely much appreciation to them. And you guys can check us out on Twitter at John MEM Radio, at WM_net, as well as this network at thechairshot.com. That's at thechairshot.com. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way. Oh. Roman Reigns. Wayne. Try saying that 5 times fast without getting tongue-tied. Roman Reigns and steroids. Is that a match made in heaven, or is it fabricated?
Well, to me, like the story came out about a week ago, but the video clip and the audio clip has been circulating for nearly a year. I don't know if anyone's like in on the know of it, but there was a guy called Richard Rodriguez who was the former owner of the Iron Addicts Gym, and he's alleged to be part of a ring called Wellness Fitness Nutrition. That's a ring that imported materials from China, had PEDs assembled in Arizona, and then sold them out of Miami. For what I can remember, I think he named Mark Wahlberg and Roman Reigns as part of his clients. But Reigns issued a statement saying that he'd never heard of Richard Rodriguez or Wellness Fitness Nutrition. Reigns said that he learned from his mistake when he got suspended from the WWE 2 years ago, and since then he's passed 11 tests through WWE's independent drug testing.
To your point, it was Mark Wahlberg, Josh Duhamel, and Roman Reigns. That was according to the Forbes report that I saw. The only thing that I'll say about it is there's 2 things. One, if there's smoke, odds are there's fire. 2, if the guy was going to bring up a random name for a wrestler, wouldn't it make more sense for him to pick like John Cena? You know, somebody that's kind of been under a microscope from like a fan's perspective over the last 15, 20 years. Or whether or not he's used steroids or not.
You got to think as well at the same time, that dude could have been like a wrestling fan himself, and just the first name that came into his head when he wanted to do the interview. As such, we won't know unless that we have proof, like.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, excuse me, the only thing I'm wondering, if more comes out from this, will this affect his inevitable date with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 34?
I think if more comes out from this, you might actually not see Roman Reigns in the WWE for about a year. Would not surprise me if the company actually like puts him on the, well, can't call it like garden leave or anything like that, but just like puts him on the shelf.
It's like what Hogan did, only not leaving the company. Because Hogan did leave the company, if I'm not mistaken.
That's exactly the point I was actually going to bring up. It's going to be similar. Like if this blows up more, it's going to be similar to the steroid scandal in the early 90s. And that's not what Vince McMahon or WWE want right now.
That's what?
I was saying that's not what Vince McMahon or the WWE want. What they actually want right now.
I mean, I can be in what Vince wants because now he'll just fucking sell the company like he's been rumored to Fox, and away he goes with his millions to relaunch the XFL.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That Vince won't want this attention right now because like their deal is up next year. If this blows up, no one's going to want to touch them. They're going to have to put Raw and SmackDown on the network.
I don't know about that. I feel like USA would still want them.
Not if they're getting bad press.
I mean, I don't know. We'll tell ultimately. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be one of those things that like hardcore people that truly hate Roman. I mean, I hate Roman, but not like as bad as some wrestling fans. I'll be rooting for Roman to be stripped away from WrestleMania, and then it's like, be careful what you kind of wish for, kind of thing. So you're gonna get one, but if you get one, you got to get the whole thing. But it'll be interesting for sure. Another thing that's going to be interesting is, so if you guys are living under a rock, I mean, obviously, if you're listening to us, you're online wrestling fans, and I mean that by like wrestling websites and stuff like that, social media. So Paige reportedly had to retire, but if you saw her Monday, it wouldn't look like it. And especially, they only said that she wouldn't be able to compete in the Women's Rumble. It's not like they said that she wouldn't be able to wrestle at all. So, what do you think? What's your opinion on the latest in this saga, if you will, with Paige?
Well, there's reports out there that she's done, as we've reported and as you just said. But from what I've been told as well, she's actually refusing to admit, similar to Daniel Bryan, in a sense, that her career is over.
The weird part with it is it's the opposite of the Bryan thing. WWE would clear, her doctors wouldn't.
That was actually the next thing I was going to bring up. Dr. Uribe, or Uribe, whatever his name was, he's the same guy that done the neck surgery on Nikki Bella, and he told Paige not to return to the ring. It's like this incident, she was told not to return to the ring. This incident happened. I know her career could effectively could be over by the age of 25, which is really heartbreaking.
Especially for you, because you knew Paige's family going back about 10 years now.
Yeah, there's a family. There's a movie coming out on the family called Fighting with My Family. This is actually from a documentary that was on Channel 4 in the United Kingdom, going back.
I think I've seen bits and pieces of it.
This is just like a different adaptation of that. And it's going to focus on Paige joined WWE. Like the old documentary only focused on Paige to when she signed with the company, whereas the movie will focus on Paige after she's in the company.
Gotcha. So here's another question: will this incident or situation rather with Paige, do you think that'll affect Daniel Bryan's campaign to come back to the ring?
I see a lot of people saying yes and a lot of people saying no. And I'd probably be in the no boat, because if he can convince the company and if he can convince doctors as well that he's good to go, that there's going to be no damage from him, then I suppose why not give him a chance? Put him in like a tag team match or something, and then see if he can gradually work his way into like going to singles matches.
So here's one thing I want to ask you about, because I feel like WWE knows he's leaving, and they know, especially, I think if Roman has to leave WWE because of whatever situation he's getting into with the steroid ring, whether he's innocent or guilty, I think they're going to let Daniel Bryan wrestle strictly based because they need another draw, especially going into WrestleMania. Because they're already down Dean Ambrose. Seth Rollins looked like he may have tweaked his knee out this past week. I think they're not going to want to go in returning to the Superdome and not have their mega star aside from John Cena and Brock Lesnar. And I think if they can't have Roman, then they'll leave. I could see Daniel Bryan getting allowed to wrestle. I don't think it's an event, but I think it'll definitely be a marquee match.
This is why I said to you off air that it would not surprise me if Daniel Bryan is number 30 in the Royal Rumble.
Well, it's funny you say that, because actually I was looking this up because I wanted to touch on this. Daniel Bryan's odds have gone from 66-1 to 10-1. Now being placed as one of the favorites to win the entire Rumble.
They've been teasing it too much for the last 2-3 months that he could return to the ring. And to me, if you tease something like that, don't play with the fans' emotions. Actually go ahead with it.
One thing, and I'm just reading this, not to entirely break away from it, and I definitely we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble next week, but going back to what you had said before the beginning of the year, Dolph Ziggler and Finn Balor's odds have climbed also for the Royal Rumble. You're the one who said Dolph Ziggler could win the Royal Rumble this year.
that's something that wouldn't surprise me, but like the way they done with the United States Championship just kind of makes me think that Ziggler's going to come back and say it's he still.
Is he? I feel like it's. Go ahead.
As we know in this business, never say never.
The whole Ziggler angle feels like it's their attempt to redo what CM Punk did.
That's exactly the same way I was looking at it as well, myself.
Huh. Just reading more really quick while we're talking about the odds things with Brian. He was in the same like category, if you will, like odds wise, as CM Punk, The Undertaker, and Killian Dane, and now Brian's up there as a favorite alongside Shinsuke Nakamura and Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, and Dolph Ziggler all near the top, like we just touched on. So it'll be interesting. I want to talk more. What's up?
I said there is still strange odds out there, though. Even people that are like not signed to WWE, people that are part of other companies like New Japan. I mean, Kazuchika Okada, he's 100 to 1 to win the Royal Rumble, and he's not even part of WWE. I suppose when you can bet, you can bet.
That's that'd be interesting. I could kind of see Finn Balor winning and doing like a Chris Benoit, not that Chris Benoit. 2004 going from SmackDown to Raw. In this case, going from Raw to SmackDown.
I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Who do you think right now, like before we get into it even further, who do you think right now is the Rumble winner?
It's tough because Raw's got the Elimination Chamber, SmackDown's got that 4-way match already advertised for Fastlane.
To me, I'm going to go with Lim anyway, and like, if Strowman doesn't win the title at the Rumble,
I was just going to say, I think he'll win the Rumble, yeah.
On the SmackDown side of things, it has to be Nakamura.
That's the only one I could come up with. Because, WWE has to do everything original. Wink, wink.
And here's something about it because
Roman Reigns.
Just before you continue, here's something for you. On the Women's Rumble, listen to this carefully. If anyone is listening worldwide, Carmella, that's my pick for the Rumble. Carmella is going to win the Royal Rumble.
She still has the briefcase, doesn't she?
She has the briefcase of SmackDown. She can go to Raw and go for the women's one.
I don't know about that. I think her having the briefcase would. I think that's interesting enough on itself. I could see it being Charlotte.
If memory serves me, I don't think the champions are not allowed in the Rumble, though.
Is she still champion?
Charlotte Flair, yes.
Don't see how much I watch.
If Carmella cashes in, Charlotte can go to the Rumble.
That's true. Now, if Asuka loses, that doesn't count as a loss, right?
I'm sorry, because you actually kind of broke up.
I said if Asuka loses, it doesn't count as a loss because she wasn't pinned.
Effectively, yes, and effectively, no. It's a weird debate. I think it's just because she hasn't been pinned, it doesn't count as a loss.
I could see Asuka
As I
win.
said, it is
Now, another interesting thing to me, if you want to go odds-wise, not necessarily if they win, the odds that we're going to see EC3, Ethan Carter III, at the Royal Rumble.
I would say I'd give it about 70-30 that he's going to be there. He's put together an independent appearance as well. He's been at the Performance Centre this week, so maybe that what you will.
And, let's talk about that for a second. You got War Machine, which actually Peter Rosenberg hilariously fucked up. I don't know if you saw it. So he put out a tweet with the Performance Center.
I didn't see this until Ring of Honor star Brutal Bob Evans. He mentioned it. And then I had to actually look into it to see what was going on.
I wonder if he had to have deleted it.
I would assume so.
Well, he replied to it. So we all agree War Machine is going to have to change his name for WWE, right? Sorry, War Machine is a they and not a he. Well, they should still change the name. Would you prefer that I pretend that I've watched their indie work? Well, I haven't, but I will soon enjoy them on NXT. Calm down, nerd. Hashtag with a life. ROH is not only great but essential to the continued growth of great wrestling, incredible lives for talent, and the stomping ground for the future icons. But relative to the WWE, yes, it's the indies. Will you be serious? He's not making a lot of fans for himself.
That, to me, that's the worst thing about being just like pro WWE. All you know is like the people that are in the company. You don't know anyone that's outside it.
See, I mean, for me, like, I don't watch. I'm not going to pretend that I do. Like I said to you off air, because I was going to try to touch on Wrestle and New Year's Dash, and I told you, I'm like, I'm going to need you to lead on this. Like, if I'm not going to pretend I don't. I know that, Okada won. Didn't Cody beat Ibushi?
That he did.
And obviously Omega retained the title. So, I mean, I know a little bit. The Bucks, didn't the Bucks win too?
Yeah, the Bucks won the IWGP Junior Heavyweight tag team titles.
See, I know a little bit. But I know who the fuck War Machine is. Like, come on, dude. He said...
Like, if anything, even before you post that, at least do a bit of research.
Well, that's what the next one I was going to say. Because somebody tweeted to him. Today reminded me very quickly why I don't post here on often. I love the interaction, but I'm not, or with the bullshit. If I got backlash like the homie Rosenberg Radio did, or Godfrey admitted a mistake, I guarantee it wouldn't be any Twitter fingers. He said, brother, ridiculous. I should have known War Machine's history and certainly could have read the full release. That said, my point had nothing to do with them. It was about being associated with a huge publicly traded company. But
like the thing I think he's getting at is the fact that like the name wasn't that like the UFC fighter as well. Didn't he have that same name?
What's that?
If memory serves me. Wasn't there a UFC fighter as well with the same name, and that he's now in prison? If memory serves me right.
Same name as who?
As War Machine. I think he had that like for his nickname.
I believe so. Yeah.
And then he adopted it.
That sounds right.
Like I can see him getting it towards it from that, like, but other than that, at least do your research before you say something like that.
Yeah, he's kind of should just stop talking. I mean, I like Peter Rosenberg, but he should really just stop talking because he keeps like acknowledging it. He posted like a Wikipedia thing about it. Like, dude, just let it go. But so the Performance Center class that report, I could say it's week still. You got War Machine, you got Ricochet, and you got LeRae. Ricochet staying in NXT, or you think he's main roster?
I think all four of them are going to be in the NXT.
They have to be calling somebody up after the NXT Philadelphia, because you're going to have War Machine, or you're going to have War Machine, and you're going to have the Authors of Pain all in NXT.
That's not to mention Sanity and
Sanity.
There's even more tag
you got
teams
two big Insanity too. And then on the main roster, you still got frickin' the Bludgeon Brothers.
I think you could see Sanity coming up after Rumble. I think time's enough now for them being on NXT.
And it's only going to help too because you could have Nikki Cross debut in the Royal Rumble. Let's stick around and I'd put Sanity on SmackDown.
Yeah, that'll definitely beef up that side of the division anyway, at least.
Although if Raw does lose out, if anything happens with this title with Roman, then you're down Dean and Roman on Raw. It's like we talked about, if Daniel Bryan wrestles, he's still SmackDown. So the Raw side of things are still kind of weak. I mean, because you'll have Braun and Brock, and then you really have nobody else beneath that, because they've done jack shit with Seth Rollins and Balor. I mean, they're finally starting to do something with Balor. But
I'm more happy to actually do something with
Ricochet pop up on Raw. What'd you say?
If Ricochet does, I'm glad that they're doing something with Gallows and Anderson more than Balor. But even if they come back to what you just said, with Ricochet, if Ricochet does pop up on Raw, you'd easily know he's going to be part of 205 Live as well.
Speaking of 205 Live, Cedric Alexander really, really needs to break away from that. Like, they need to allow some of these guys to get out of the cruiserweight division. They have enough people there.
I wouldn't even say break away. I'd give him a chance to actually, put it this way: Roman Reigns versus Cedric Alexander for the IC title. Show that Alexander can actually stand toe to toe with Reigns. Don't just keep him locked to the division.
And it's a point being like Hideo Itami, he did with Finn Balor, but has done nothing main roster wise since. Do you know Spike TV got rebranded?
Oh, was that sorry?
Spike TV got rebranded.
Yeah, it's now the Paramount Network or something like that.
Yeah, I just got an email about that. That's weird.
I don't know if you saw it or not, but their Twitter account, when they were actually changing over the name, their Twitter account was actually hilarious because they mentioned that they got TNA and they actually thought it was for something else, but wrestling wasn't so bad, so they kind of walked out. Whoever was running the account, I have to give them major props for doing it.
That's almost as funny as the Wendy's freaking Wendy's Twitter. That one is freaking hilarious. All right, so let's talk about this a little bit. We're talking about Finn Balor with the Good Brothers now. Could the Good Brothers turn before we get into talking about Raw 25?
I don't want them to, but even the end of Raw and Monday night, it kind of seemed like it was going to be teased, but then if you look back at it, I think it was just the fact that Balor was actually just selling the curb stomp.
Yeah, Seth got a little excited about that.
You're saying the second face. Have you actually watched back then? Have you seen Jason Jordan's face?
No, why? Did he get curb stomped too?
No, Jason Jordan's face is actually taking a life of its own as a meme.
Oh, Jesus.
Because during the match,
good.
Rollins hit the curb stomp. No, but during the match, Rollins hit the curb stomp and Jason Jordan was outside the ring, and his face just went from normal to openly shocked when he saw Rollins doing this. And that's taking a life of its own as a meme, as I said.
I don't get what they're doing with Jordan. It's bad.
It's leading to an eventual heel turn. You can see that. I can see that. Something's probably going to happen at the Rumble. I said it's leading to an eventual heel turn. I said you can see that. I can see that.
It's so bad.
You can see that something's probably going to happen at the Rumble or thereafter. If anything, if they put it on early, because I think both Rollins and Jordan are in the Rumble match itself. Tag match is obviously going to be on early.
Eliminates him.
That's the thing. Tag match is going to be on early, so if they lose the tag titles, Jordan's going to be pissed off. And during the match, all he has to do is eliminate Rollins.
I want that to be a WrestleMania match, though.
Will it be a WrestleMania match? Probably Probably not. It's just it depends what way things go. As you know ourselves, that might only just be a match for the Elimination Chamber, whereas then it could lead from the Elimination Chamber into Mania. So we don't know as much.
Yeah, it probably will be.
Yet.
So this week's SmackDown. This week's SmackDown didn't have Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and barely had AJ Styles. Nice to see them go back to how SmackDown used to be.
Yeah, but the reasoning for no Nakamura was the fact that he was on the Mixed Match Challenge. And as I said on the website, Kevin Owens is dealing with a minor injury as well.
So like Sami
not
or AJ Styles?
That's down to the company.
That's stupid. I mean, Randy Orton, we knew because Randy Orton's time until May. He'll be around for WrestleMania, and I think that's it.
I think he's actually back for. I think he's in for Raw 25, if I'm not mistaken, and then SmackDown next week, and I think he's in for Rumble SmackDown the week after. I think it's Raw 25, SmackDown, the Rumble, the SmackDown after the Rumble, and I don't think he's back then till closer to WrestleMania.
But right, so let's talk about Raw 25 this week. We got, one hell of a list of people that are going to be appearing.
Do you want me to list them all off, or are you okay?
I'm hoping this post. No, you didn't. You bastard.
No, I actually have everyone in front of my face that's going to be there.
I was hoping you were going to, in that article about, there we go. I know the Christian one had everybody. So you got of these ones, I'm going to try to guess who's going to be at the Manhattan Center.
Just before you continue though, just a quick reminder that Kevin Nash is not on the event.
Yes. Undertaker, Manhattan Center. Steve Austin, Manhattan Center.
Steve Austin, Brooklyn.
Is he going to be Barclays? DX will be Barclays. Flair, probably Barclays if Triple H and Shawn are there. Scott Hall, Manhattan Center. Dudley's Manhattan Center. Outlaws, Barclays. X-Pac, Barclays. APA, Barclays.
You know, I'm actually going to I don't mind.
What's up?
I said I'm going to let you run through your list and see how different it is to mine.
Well, I'm reading off your website, so. Oh, you're talking venues. Gotcha. Bellas will be the Barclays because of Cena and Bryan. JR and King, Manhattan Center. Jericho, Manhattan Center. Bischoff, Barclays. Slaughter, Boogeyman, Godfather, Trish, Ted DiBiase, and Brother Love. I'm going to say they're all going to be at Manhattan Center. John Laurinaitis, probably Barclays, especially with the Bellas. Long, Barclays, Mean Gene, definitely Manhattan Center. And then the Divas, I'd probably Barclays Center, I would say.
See, I'd go through this and I'd say The Undertaker's Manhattan, Stone Cold is Barclays. Then it would not surprise me if DX, the New Age Outlaws, and Waltman are at the Manhattan.
That wouldn't surprise me either. That wouldn't surprise me either.
I could see Flair and Scott Hall at the Barclays. The same with the Dudleys. I could see the Dudleys at the Barclays more than the Manhattan Center.
I didn't know if Scott Hall and Ric Flair would be. I figured like they would be with DX and X-Pac and the Outlaws because they're all, the clique. Except Flair. I mean, he's just Triple H's buddy. But
APA and Bella Twins are obviously going to be at Barclays. We know that Ross and Laura are going to be at the Manhattan Center. Jericho is probably going to be Barclays. Bischoff.
Jericho
Slaughter,
in his first. This is Chris Jericho. I didn't mean to cut you off. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is Chris Jericho's first ever appearance as a Nostalgia Act.
You could say correct in a sense.
Because whenever he returns, he's always like some kind of mini run or something, or an angle or something. that, but this time it's his first ever appearance as a nostalgia act.
Yeah, because he's got a concert on the night of the Rumble, and then the night of WrestleMania he's got a concert as well. So unless he can postpone one or the other, don't expect him for both of those shows.
Plus, isn't he's going to be facing Okada? Or no, I'm sorry, not Okada. Naito.
Yeah, he's meant to face Naito at a New Beginning. I think it's New Beginning in Osaka, but I'm willing to be corrected in that one.
I thought they were facing off at the WrestleMania weekend show.
Just plans, but again, it's not set in stone.
Fair enough. Continue.
As I said, I can see Bischoff at the Manhattan Center with Sergeant Slaughter. The Boogeyman, the Godfather, probably going to be at Barclays. Trish is going to be at the Barclays. Ted Senior, Bruce Pritchard, probably at Manhattan Center. John Laurinaitis, Teddy Long, Barclays. Mean Gene Okerlund is going to be in the Manhattan Center. And then all of the women that are confirmed, Tori Wilson, Maria, Jacqueline, Michelle McCool, and Kelly Kelly, are going to be at Barclays Bar 1. And I could see Terry Runnels and Goldust at the Manhattan Center. Just for the nostalgia after that.
That'll be interesting. It's funny that that's his last name, isn't it? She still uses?
Yeah. Still uses it for promotional things and everything else.
Alright. So, who's missing?
There's actually one thing we forgot to say as well. Jonathan Coachman is going to be there as well because he confirmed that. I think it was last night. And he's a Twitter account. There was like a fan-run Twitter account and Coachman. Yeah, he'll be at the Manhattan Center. There was a fan-run Twitter account that tweeted it out. Coach retweeted it, and then people kind of like picked up on it and asked him, "Is it true?" And Coach said, "Yes, he'll be at the Manhattan Center."
I think Foley will be there.
As of now, Foley's not meant to be there unless he does a video because I think he's got like a prior arrangement. He said in an interview with, I think it was the Daily Mirror in the United Kingdom, that he had like another commitment. But since then, there's reports come out that he's actually got a family vacation. So if anything, I could see a video just of Foley like appearing on the drone show.
So I kind of hope we get, when Christian shows up, it's like a mini, like, quick version of like the Edge and Christian show, and like Christian's there with like a video of Edge or something like that. I think Christian, in my opinion, he's going to be there in a sense like similar to what Heath Slater done, where like someone's just going to come out and somebody like Elias probably going to come out and berate the legends. And then it's just going to lead to like an influx of legends just coming up and like beating him up. Trying to think who else it could be. Yeah, probably Elias. I don't know if you've seen this or not, though, but Scott Hall, he was on X-Pac podcast earlier in the week. Yeah, he was told to bring his gear. Yeah, he's teasing that he could wrestle. I actually don't know if you heard what he said or not, but he just said he noted that he got a text from the office to bring his gear, and that like with 3 to 4 days in advance telling him he doesn't know if it's a rib or not. I would kind of think so. Like, I don't think he can't still go, can he? Then again, as I said, it could just be something for like the thing with Elias. Just bring him in, let him hit a razor's edge, and that's a move that Sheamus should have never stopped using. The high cross. Well, with his neck issues, he's better off not using it at the moment. I'm just saying, it's been a long time. Freaking. Here's a couple for you. Hulk Hogan, besides his tweet that he's going to be sitting home. Hogan, for like best way to describe it, company are worried about sponsors. There's a lot in the company pushing for Hogan to come back.
The best thing I can say is never say never.
Jeff Jarrett.
I mean, he could be downplaying that just to make it surprising for him. Jeff Jarrett, do you know what? After what the company done and helped him out, and even though he's still kind of on like Global Force Wrestling on the side, I'd actually say yes. I could see Jeff Jarrett at Raw 25.
Mr. Kennedy.
Tough one. Probably not, I'd say.
I mean,
like
Morrison would have been there if he wasn't an Impact.
Like Arya Daivari helps out at the school that his brother, Sean Daivari, and Mr. Kennedy run. So does Molly Holly, who's actually like who.
It's weird that she wasn't announced for it.
Not confirmed yet, but she's meant to be expected for the Rumble.
Oh, Molly Holly. Candice Michelle.
Again, surprised she hasn't been announced.
Victoria.
Judging off previous reports, probably not. I'm not going to get into that because it's too much of a story.
So he can't compete in WWE until February 1st, but Bobby Lashley.
Probably not, because I don't think he can actually pair either. Just before I do get into like whoever else we want to mention, Lashley was pulled out of a WrestlePro appearance on February 3rd. So make it that what you will.
Saturday, though. The earliest show he'll be able to appear on is Raw on Monday or SmackDown Tuesday. Rikishi.
I would say yes.
Trying to think of some random names. Sable.
If Lesnar's going to be there, then I suppose they could actually bring in Sable.
Like you, that would have been like a shoe-in one, considering, like you said, Lesnar's going to be there.
That's another thing as well. I actually don't think Lesnar's been confirmed for Raw 25.
He is.
Which is very, very surprising.
No, he's there. We'll double check. Trying to think of MVP.
I'd like to say yes, but my heart's saying no.
Rey Mysterio.
I think that's the big surprise we could get. Although, would they hold him off more so for the Rumble?
Wade Barrett.
Probably not, because unless something happens in the next couple of days with him being general manager of Defiant Wrestling, I don't think you'll see Wade Barrett. Then again, it wouldn't be proved wrong.
Brock Lesnar is advertised for Raw.
Another name I'm actually been advertised is Lita.
Yeah, I'm really surprised considering she works. Doesn't she still work backstage for WWE?
No, she kind of just comes in and goes. No, I think it's right. I think the last thing she worked was the.
You know what they could do with Lita? Actually, it's because I don't know if they can do it, because you just started doing the broken character. I was going to say like an Extreme reunion.
Well, that may or may not still happen, because Jeff Hardy is actually after being confirmed as well for Raw 25.
Well, I'm saying
if you go to the I kind of just
he is confirmed.
Just check if Lesnar was going to be there, and Jeff Hardy's actually added to the advertising.
Not on mine. We got Roman, Cena, Seth, Brock, Braun, Alexa, Asuka, Sheamus, Cesaro, Kane, Kurt Angle.
I can see all the legends as well. They're added. We're probably looking in different areas. It's
I would imagine. I'm on the events page.
Mark Henry is also after being added. Although then again, he's kind of like backstage in a sense.
Yeah,
he's not retired, but he's just in the back. It's the best way to describe it.
Last one before we talk, some of our favorite moments really quick. The Rock.
If he can clear things, I probably think The Rock's going to be at the Barclays. As we know in this business, John, just never say never.
What about Brett?
Well, about a week and a half ago, I got told Brett was meant to be at the Manhattan Center, but there's nothing after coming out since regarding that, whether he's going to be there or whether he's not going to be there.
Well, time will tell. What are some of your favorite moments in the 25 years of Raw?
I'm not going to give a top 10 or anything. That's a top 3. Probably, I have to say, when Austin was in the ring with Vince McMahon, and he had the gun to Vince McMahon's head.
Mm-hmm.
The gun went bang and his pants. I was actually surprised
that
didn't
make his pants.
That wasn't even anything. That wasn't even in the top 100 on WWE Network.
Too violent for them to give too much attention to it.
For me, number 2 would probably be the Austin Bearbat. And number 1 would probably be CM Punk's pipe bomb.
Now, are you talking with the beer bash?
Yeah, the Bear Bash when he first came out.
That's what I was going to say. Actually, we're on par with 2 of those, because I was going to say with the Zamboni.
When Vince McMahon oversold like swimming in beer.
Mm-hmm. CM Punk's pipe bomb, definitely. I think I'm going to give it more than 3. The WCW introduction with Shane McMahon.
I don't know if you've seen it or not, but with the top 25 moments. I was quite surprised they actually put CM Punk in.
They did or didn't?
They did. They included CM Punk and the pipe bomb was number 2, with Austin's Bear Bash as number 1. Really? I was actually quite surprised because of the way everything was going when you were watching it. It didn't seem like they were going to actually include CM Punk at one stage.
Think what else could be? Definitely, I think the Nexus should be there.
That was another good moment.
A moment that debuted and destroyed Raw.
That's very underrated.
Yep.
And I still say it to this day, it's a moment that's very, very underrated.
What, the
Brock
Nexus
Lesnar and the
debut?
Undertaker brawl. No, the Brock Lesnar and Undertaker brawl. Do you remember shortly after Heyman was in the ring and he literally gloating that Lesnar was still the one that broke the Undertaker streak?
Oh, this is when they got broken up by the entire roster, right?
Yeah, I think Lesnar turned around and shouted like, "I'm going to kill you," and the Undertaker said, "Yeah, you have to."
Yep. I think DX reuniting at the 1000th Raw for the first time, all 5 guys together. Only the second time ever, but the first time they were all together as DX.
To me, not DX reuniting like that, but can you remember from years back when DX Wink Wink were meant to reunite and Triple H turned on Shawn Michaels?
Turned on Shawn, yep. Setting in motion best rivalries in history, Triple H versus Shawn Michaels.
I think there's another one as well that would probably stick in a lot of people's mind. I wouldn't call it a moment, but it'd be more episodes. Raw's Owen or Raw's Eddie.
Yep. Trying to think what else. Live sex celebration with Edge and Lita. Katie Vick.
Braun
the
on
first.
Monday.
Huh?
Braun on Monday. That's all I can say. Braun dominated that over.
Yes. The first ever draft with Stephanie McMahon getting fired.
I was actually surprised as well when we went by the rankings of that. It was,
What's that?
when Cena got drafted.
Try saying that one more time?
When Cena got drafted. When John Cena got drafted to WWE Raw, I was actually surprised that went high in the rankings.
Now, I wasn't watching back then. Obviously, I've seen it. Was that leaked? Like, did you guys know that was going to happen?
The only thing that kind of came out that was, I think that was about 12 years ago, 13 years ago, roughly. And what kind of came out at that time was that there's a few SmackDown stars backstage. Didn't say who until about, I think it was roughly about 20 minutes before the show started that everyone had an inclination that it was Cena.
Oh, you gotta. If we're talking memorable moments, you gotta think about the limo blowing up.
It would have been memorable if it hasn't been for Paul London smiling. And what happened the week after as well. Not going to get too much into that, but the week after.
Yep. You know, one thing that's always an awesome moment, I think, to me was when it was supposed to be the funeral of ECW. And for one of the first times ever in the ring, you had Vince McMahon, Paul Heyman, and Eric Bischoff.
I think that could be another moment you might see this Monday. At least it's a moment I'd love to see anyway.
But, well, nonetheless, guys, tweet Wayne at John MEM Radio at WN_net. We want to hear from you guys. Also, Facebook.com/Main Event Madness. What were some of your favorite Raw moments? And we're going to be tweeting about all week, heading up in Raw 25. So let us know your opinions. We want to hear what you guys want to claim is your favorite Raw moment in the last 25 years. So at John MEM Radio at WN_net. Tweet us, let us know, and obviously any replies we'll get, we'll definitely get a retweet, and we'll do some polls and stuff going into Raw as well. But any last thoughts, Wayne?
I have a last thought, and that's to put you on the spot before the show comes to an end.
I hate when this.
Raw 25 on Monday. Raw 25's on Monday. Who opens?
Vince. In the Manhattan Center.
That's kind of what I'd love to see happening, but to me I can see DX opening in Manhattan.
I mean, if it's, like Raw 1000, Vince handing over to DX, okay.
Just before we do close as well, that's actually something that's going to like make you scratch your head in a sense on Monday, because if DX open at the Manhattan Center, are the fans watching that at the Barclays, or are they seeing something else?
That's good. That's a good point. Probably watching it.
Because if memory serves me, I think the TV show is meant to be 3 hours, but I think Manhattan Center get 2 hours and Barclays get 3 hours, making a 5-hour show total. So you'd kind of assume that the rest of that's probably going to end up on the network.
For me, nonetheless, like I said, at John MEM Radio at WN_net. tweet us, tell us your favorite Raw moments. Everybody will get a retweet, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. We'll touch on some of them show next week. But with that, for Wayne here on the Chairshot Radio Network, I'm John Curry saying thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back next week, and until then, so long.
Why should you visit thechairshot.com? Thechairshot.com is your home for hard-hitting reviews, news, opinion, and analysis with attitude. Why? Because you're smarter than the average fan. Thechairshot.com. Always use your head.
Well. You're still here, and you can hear the melodic voice of me. Raw 25s on Monday. Go enjoy it. Raw Rumbles and NXT are at the weekend. Go enjoy it. Goodbye, everyone.
This is New York firefighter Raphael Porriette for Firehouse Subs. Every day, a part of every sub you buy at Firehouse Subs helps provide life-saving equipment for first responders. And now, for a limited time, they're introducing the Daily Sub Special. Every day, get a medium sub of the day for just $5.55. They kick it off with Meatball Monday and finish it off with Italian Sunday, with something delicious every day in between for just $5.55. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives. Tap the banner now to learn more. This is New York firefighter Raphael Porriette for Firehouse Subs. Every day, a part of every sub you buy at Firehouse Subs helps provide life-saving equipment for first responders. And now, for a limited time, they're introducing the Daily Sub Special. Every day, get a medium sub of the day for just $5.55. They kick it off with Meatball Monday and finish it off with Italian Sunday, with something delicious every day in between for just $5.55. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives. Tap the banner now to learn more.